Who did Fidel Castro overthrow? Imagine a country in turmoil, with a dictator in power and a people yearning for change. This is the story of Cuba in the late 1950s. At the heart of this revolution was a man named Fidel Castro. But who exactly did he overthrow to bring about this change? Fidel Castro and his followers were part of a movement known as the July 26th movement. This group was determined to end the rule of Fulgencio Batista, who had been the dictator of Cuba since 1952. Batista's regime was marked by corruption, repression, and a strong alliance with the United States. Castro, who was a young lawyer at the time, had already shown his willingness to challenge authority. In 1953, he led a failed attack on the Moncada Barracks, which was a key military installation in Cuba. After serving time in prison for this attempt, Castro traveled to Mexico, where he met other revolutionaries, including Ernesto Che Guevara. In 1956, Castro and his group returned to Cuba on a yacht called the Granma. They began a guerrilla war against Batista's forces from the Sierra Maestra mountains. Over the next few years, Castro's movement gained momentum, and by the end of 1958, they were strong enough to launch a final push against Batista's government. On January 1, 1959, Batista fled Cuba, and Castro's forces entered Havana. This marked the end of Batista's rule and the beginning of a new era in Cuba under Castro's leadership. So to answer the question, Fidel Castro overthrew Fulgencio Batista, the dictator of Cuba, to bring about a revolutionary change in the country.